I'm going to read from my book, Pink, published by BlazeVOX last year. Soft by a small city dwelt a cook with her husband who had many children, including a big boy of many years old. They were so rich, however, that they started to make their own bread, and just so they could feed each other. Many nights the cook went out with glee to her fun in the kitchen, and while she was cooking food, slowly there dawned within her a short, repulsive, middle-aged man with big toes sticking out of the opened ends of his shoes covered in hair. He didn't say anything, but thought, "I am who you think I am. You are rich and you need nothing. Take your boy from his dad. I will give him to you, and you can be his mother, and don't worry, you won't have to care about him." The cook disobeyed, kept her child for him, and took him from the old man, who left alone without him. There used to be a young man who had many large parents. He hated them with every bit of himself. One day he decided, "I would like to leave the city and travel and find some new clothes just like these given to me, but I don't know where to begin. I could use some advice." The boy felt old. So he telephoned each of his parents, and after each excuse he finally heard, "Son, you may not come in here. Open yourself to this little lamb. We left it specifically for you. If you let it get away, you will go hungry. Skin, hair, and everything. Such a gift is rare, you are mistaken. Lips loose on white heads." Then the old man said, "Dear Dad, don't worry. I won't take bad care of myself. This young one birthed that got them a laugh." The uncertain mom had 2 daughters, the younger of whom was smart and could neither forget nor misunderstand anything at all, but the older one was dumb and unreasonable. She had done next to nothing at all, so that when someone saw her, they could say, "Here is a lady who's received the calm of her mother." Whenever nothing was to be initiated in the evening around the house, as this was often her mother's strategy, the younger was allowed to do nothing at all that she wanted, and if her mother put her in the corner, especially if it was early, that is, in the night, and the blocked way followed into the cradle or such happy places, she'd wonder, "I see, Mother, but what do you want? I will go there, it makes me happy." For she was. And when creaking was heard from the carpet in the chilly mornings, making the spirit sleep, the other daughter would also hear it. "I will go there, it makes me happy." At such times, when the older one felt safely alone, she practiced her art of seeing what neither saw. "She'll never say it makes me sad. It's always, I'm happy, spoke she. This alone will make us happy." Here she fared poorly, starved of vegetables and of milk, and her skin was almost plastic, and the big man ignored her. And once she was young again, he heard from her, "Dear sir, I have made this trip, done these deeds, so released from your protection this one lock to what is beneath you. Feel free to do anything you want with it, and just so I am a bit reluctant, but you obviously cannot open it. Take care in choosing, lest you be happy." The man lied, saying he would release it, and when she had come, he'd already accepted that he could not part with it. Not once had he even tried to open it, though he'd rubbed it, worn it, thrown it, licked it, bit it, smelled it. He'd even put the tiny hole to his ear more than once. And though he could not remember how he'd come by it, with this lock he'd found a way to accomplish the whole spectrum of sensation. And though new ideas kept springing into his head, eventually he'd forgotten his desire to see and feel that slow click, or whatever he'd imagined would come from his fingertips. He said to the woman, "I will open it one day, just you watch, here in this opening, watch." "Okay," said the woman, "that would be nice. I only ask that you do in fact open it, and in doing it, this time give it back and be happy." Once she turned around to wait, he thought, "Now I am quite alone. I could peep in. If I do, no one will know." And when he looked, the lock pulsed. He was so surprised that just before he lost it with his foot, he somehow slowly as he realized was proffering it aloft with his thumb and forefinger. He opened his eyes and she was looking at it. She stayed there a while looking at it. Then she touched it. 8 of her digits gently touched the wrought iron, stiffly quivering, curling around it, and as they did, one by one, he simply accepted it, though he felt pale and he shrank a little. He felt slow relief, as if he'd done this before. He straightened himself and took one step forward. He clicked his heels, but his backbone would not quit him as 2 of his digits were still pinching at the lock from beneath it, as if to bring it to his nose. Thank you.